Good evening. Welcome to the press conference of Round 9. It's a very special privilege to have reigning women's world champion Hu Yifan from China, as well as former world champion Veselin Topalov, along with a young Norwegian star, Arjen Tari, only 15 years old. Let me ask my first question to Hu Yifan, who has been world champion for quite some time. How old were you when you first became world champion?
When I was 16.
Only 16. That's quite remarkable. I guess the youngest in history of chess, period. You had a rough match against Russia.
This time, yes.
How did you recover after a tough loss?
Yeah, when we faced Russia, firstly, of course, I played very badly at the very beginning because just immediately after the opening, I just totally give up a piece, and then the position is hopeless. Although I have, stayed there for some time, but it doesn't change the result. And also, my teammates at that round also didn't, show their very best performance. So, but chess sometimes it always happens, especially when you're in the same level. So that's fine. Because you still have at the time 4 more rounds to go, just try our best to showing some good performance, because you cannot change the result of yesterday. You can only see forward.
Of course, experienced chess players, top-level players, know how much pressure there can be on high-level chess, and especially when it comes to the last rounds. Can you describe with your words the pressure that the top-level chess players face, whether it's an Olympiad or a World Championship, that non-chess players may not really understand what it means?
Well, this question for me actually, I'm that kind of person, not really very nervous for the games, normally just very quiet for any type of the situations. But of course, if we face some key events like Olympiad or Championship, and especially in some key rounds, we will feel some pressure. But, well, I think there's nothing special.
Well, that's actually a very good quality if you can have that you can consider any game like any other game and not feel that particular pressure, and that's probably part of your success.
Yeah.
That you can do that. A lot of people get nervous when there is a lot at stake, and therefore they cannot perform their best.
Yeah, normally I think I'm fine, but during the game, before in my preparation or to rest, that's fine. But during the game, especially when you are in time pressure, maybe from psychology part, you make the decision which is not very correct, or just going desperate or something. That sometimes it happens.
Let me go to my other side, to Veselin, and of course you have tons of experience dealing with pressure yourself. Congratulations for your victory today. You won a nice game. What's your input when it comes to dealing with pressure on high-level chess? How do you deal with it?
Well, in fact, no, it's a difficult question, because even the most experienced champions, I think sometimes they shake, as the typical nervousness during the time travel. And I don't think it's about training and the confidence. But of course, I'm not really like someone who can say I always play well under pressure.
How can you train for dealing with pressure?
Oh, it's experience, maybe. Not training, but after playing so many important games, in my life, okay, finally, you just don't care that much anymore.
You became a father recently. You have a 1-year-old daughter. Congratulations. Do you think you'll teach her chess?
Probably, yeah, but I don't think she will become a chess player. Well, honestly. But for children, I believe it's good to teach them, and then parents, they immediately see if children like it. But you shouldn't press them to train, I believe. So it will become clear, but I guess it's okay to teach her.
We see the tremendous impact that Magnus Carlsen winning the World Championship made on chess worldwide, but more specifically in Norway, we see that there is a live broadcast by 70 hours of national television during the Olympiad, which is absolutely fantastic and remarkable. You yourself perhaps made a similar impact when you won the World Championship in your homeland in Bulgaria. How do you compare the two?
Well, the difference is that, okay, Norway, it's, as a country, it's much richer. So here there are a lot of sponsors, many big companies. And in Bulgaria, we only had like one, I think, big company that was supporting chess, the mobile operator, Qatar Masters, Mtel. So there was for 5 years a good event. It was really brilliant event, I believe. One of the best at the moment then. But you know, also the state really helped. But of course now the crisis started, so we are waiting for the things to change. But yeah, it's normal that a world champion has an impact in his own country, and I believe Magnus, he's really doing pretty well with the media, and I can only praise him.
How famous are you in Bulgaria? If you walk down the street in Sofia, would people turn, oh, here is Topalov walking?
Now it's less, of course, but okay, of course, after between 2005 and 10, of course, I was quite popular. I mean, my face and not only my name, but of course now we have other sportsmen that they're younger and also really showing good results. Like now we have a tennis player who is in top 10, and it's a really big achievement for Bulgarian sport.
Let me go for a moment to our young guest, Ariane. You are only 15 years old and the youngest in any of the 3 Norwegian teams. What are your emotions playing at such a major event against top players today? Norway too, on which team you're playing, faced the number 1 ranked team in the Olympiad, and of course the most feared team in general. And you drew, which is wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you. It is fantastic to play such a strong tournament. And today, our team played very good. I think we lost the match 2.5, 1.5, but it was a fight.
That's quite remarkable that Norway too can give a run for their money against Russia when normally people would assume before the match that okay, it should be 4-0. But I guess there are new Magnus Carlsens coming up, perhaps yourself included, and that's great to see. Do you get a chance to spend some time with Magnus now that you're here representing your homeland?
Yeah, we usually after dinner we go to play football. That's very nice.
So, are you good in football?
Not as good as him, but I'm okay.
What position do you like to play on the soccer field and in football? In football and in chess?
Also in chess.
Also in chess. So chess became, I guess, a lot more popular in the past year and a couple years since Magnus came to the scene. How did it change your perception of the world or your life?
Okay, it started with the candidate tournament when Magnus won. Then chess became very popular in Norway, and then they started to every tournament Magnus was playing, they was covering it on television.
Were you watching?
Yeah, I was watching after school. That was very good. So I mean, chess is becoming more and more popular in Norway. So
you're only 15, so that's kind of high school age, right? Are you going to school regularly or are you homeschooled?
Yeah, I'm going to 10th grade. But next year I will go to NTG. This is a chess school.
The same school Magnus went to, right?
Yeah, and there I will go 3 years with, and then Simon Eidestein will be the coach. So then I can travel a lot and play chess.
That's wonderful when you can combine your academic studies with continuing with your chess education. So I wish you best of luck doing that, and of course for the rest of the event. Just a few words from all three of you regarding your games today. Arjen?
Okay, I was out of my preparation after move 1 because I was prepared against Nigel, but he played French. So I didn't know too much, but it was quite drawish, and it was not so interesting.
Okay, Veselin?
It was very tough, I would say. I mean, at the beginning, maybe I misplayed something that for me, he showed a new idea to put immediately his knight on g8, back on g8, and it was very original position for what is Najdorf, and finally I could somehow outplay him, but of course it was very unclear game, so I'm happy.
Yes, today's game it's also kind of boring for me because just after the opening, immediately we enter into end game, just two light pieces with a rook and a pawn. It's kind of, I think, equal. Although maybe some tricks later on it happened, both of us played not accurate, but generally it's just equal position.
Also, I have another question. You play obviously mostly individual competitions, but some team competitions also. Do you use a different game strategy when you play for a team? Like this round, for example, your team won 2 games before your game ended, so you kind of knew that if you at least tie the game, the team will win. Or do you just play the same way you would play an individual?
Yeah, of course, team tournaments is a bit different with the individual, although we should try to play the accurate moves, but in some critical moment you should see what your teammates doing on. If it's especially in an important match, if they already, if you only need a draw, and probably you can find some slightly better advantage, but with some danger, so probably we will just choose the safe way.
That's certainly a sign of a good team player.
Well, I hope so.
Great. Well, we came to a special moment of the press conference in that the Qatar Master Open has been very generous in offering 10 lucky winners a prize, a free flight, hotel and meals, all-included trip to the Qatar Master Open with $110,000 in prizes. And I would like to ask your help in picking out the lucky winners of the day.
Okay.
Would you please open the blue box
Yes.
for the lucky guy? One lucky guy, the second winner of the 5-man. And the winner is, let's see if we can read his name. That's a bit challenging, from Algeria.
Yes.
Yes, it's kind of hard to read his name, but we have his email here, 2320 rated, from Algeria. And Veselin, would you please pick the lucky ladies card? I rather don't mispronounce somebody's name completely.
Katerina Nemkova.
Yeah,
from
that
USA.
name, it's easy to read. I do know her. From the United States, Katarina Nemkova is the lucky winner to go to the Qatar Open end of November. Congratulations to the 2 lucky winners, and thank you so much for your cooperation in picking those winners. Thank you so much for attending the press conference. Okay, we have one question.
I was wondering if you could talk about what was the most challenging match that you had so far, or who was your favorite opponent?
You mean the match I played before?
Yeah.
But the match you made is only the World Championship match, or it includes knockout system or championship?
No, in the Olympiad.
You mean the game, right?
You played so far.
You mean which game is the most?
The one that you found most challenging, or the one that you enjoyed the most?
Okay.
The one that caught your attention, let's put it that way.
Well, of course, the game with Qatar Master when we faced Russia is a very critical one. I'm quite upset for that. But that's not very challenged because I just blundered at the very beginning, so it's kind of not a really game, and we showed our real skills.
Okay, thank you so much.